My name is Fatima binti Ahmad. I'm from Group 3. We are want to present the topic analyzing organizational intellectual capital and its effectiveness, which is the case study we choose at a city university. Hello once again. Okay, my name is Fatima. Now I want to present introduction or background of the organization that we chose for this case study of intellectual capital. So we started. City University was established in April 1984, which is originally known as Petaling Jaya Community College, which is full university status in 2016. Then the university is only focused on industry-oriented educations. The main campus actually at Petaling Jaya, Selangor, which is they have 4 branches in Malaysia, which is Johor Bahru campus, Cyberjaya campus, Penang Regional Center, and Kota Kinabalu Regional Center. So we talk about a little bit about overview of the City University Malaysia. The total staff approximately around 885 across the campus, with the total student populations around 4,500, with 47% internationals from over 70% countries. So Sabah Regional Center location, which is located at Plaza Utama, Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, that is they serves only for students from East Malaysia, Sabah, Sarawak, and also Brunei. So the academic programs and visions that have in the City University is they offers a diverse range of programs, which is they offer undergraduate, postgraduate, and professional development, which is the disciplines include business, engineering, health science, social science, and arts, which is City University focus on innovations, academic excellence, and community impact. They also have a multicultural environment promoting their creativity and a lifelong learning. So we go into the research and development excellence. City University, actually they have a strong emphasis on research and a partnership with industries, government, and global institutions. They are dedicated centers for innovations and intellectual capital. Their mission is to empower students and the faculty to contribute to societal progress through their rigorous academics and impactful research. Then City University have the commitment to the future, which is they aligned with the philosophy that from article Sanzek and Elena 2006, they're investing more and better in the modernizations and quality of universities is a direct investment in the future. It aims to enhance its reputation as a leader in knowledge and creation and disseminations. That's all for introduction of background of organizations of City University. Thank you.
Hi and very good day. I am Siti Kamalia. Here, let me continue and explain about importance of intellectual capital and its components. Intellectual capital is crucial for organizational success, driving innovation, operational efficiency, and stakeholder relationships. At City University, IC enhances teaching, research, and partnerships, fostering sustainable competitive advantages. So here, I want to explain about key components of IC at City University. First, human capital. Human capital represents the knowledge, skills, and expertise of faculty, staff, and students, drives innovation, decision-making, and academic excellence. So the challenges is retaining skilled faculty and providing adequate professional development. The second one is structural capital. The structural capital City University includes system, processes, and infrastructure that support operations, facilitates knowledge sharing, collaboration, and operational efficiency. And challenges is outdated infrastructure and inefficient knowledge management systems. For relational capital, it involves relationships with external stakeholders like students, industry, alumni, and communities. Build trust, partnerships, and opportunities for research and employability. So the challenges is limited partnerships and underutilized alumni networks. So the overall importance is IC fosters knowledge creation, stakeholder trust, operational efficiency, institutional reputation, and competitive advantage. At City University, leveraging IC aligns with its mission to empower students, enhance research, and strengthen global partnerships for long-term success.
Hello once again. Now we're going to talk about objective analysis of the intellectual capital of the case studies across to the City University. Here we can conclude there are 4 objectives. Firstly, it's defining intellectual capital and its components. There are 4 studies define intellectual capital as the sum of humans, structural, and a relational capital. Each component contributes a fish differently. For example, human capital is focused on a knowledge, skills, and competency of employees, while the structural capital is focused on the organizational infrastructure, process, and a database that retain a value when the employees left the company. The third one is a relational capital, which is focused the relationship with customers, suppliers, stakeholders with that generate the external value and profit. So the studies consistently argue that intellectual capital is essential for improving organizational performance, especially in knowledge-driven industries or emerging economies. Secondly, objective is a relationship between intellectual capital and the performance, which is a give direct positive impact. The intellectual capital enhance organizational performance in financial, operational, and the strategic aspects. For an example, in the article previous, Zlatkovic 2018 and Chaudhary 2019, they showed that intellectual capital improves the financial returns and give a profit to the organizational. For an example, return on assets, then organizational adaptability. The second one is human capitals is plays a central role, which is the particularly in knowledge intensive industries. For an example, telecoms company and pharmaceuticals. And then the variation across sectors in service industry. For example, human capital has a weaker impact on a structure capital based on Zlatkovic 2018. In pharmaceutical industries, structure capital was less influenced on financial measures like return on equity, based on according to the Chaudhary 2019. So the implications, the effectiveness of intellectual capital is to sector specific. Therefore, such as service industries requires a strong human to relational capital links. With a manufacturing or pharmaceutical sectors, it depends more on structural capital for innovations. So we're going to look at the objective number 3, the measurements, techniques, and limitations. So for example, the technique used PLS SEM is for suitable for identifying a relationship between intangible variables. Value added intellectual coefficients from according to the Chan 2019, there state that the measures intellectual capitals, financial contributions. It includes surveys and interviews for qualitative depth. Then the limitations of the measurement and techniques is some sector have a specific applicability. For an example, VICT is a focus on heavily on financial performance. The potentially neglecting broader organizational impacts of intellectual capital, for an example, cultural or strategic. So the inthinkable of components, for example, measuring human capital's exact impact can be difficult, as it involves qualitative factors like creativity and leadership. The contextual challenge that emerging economies face constraints like less developed intellectual capital management systems. The objective number 4 is the novel contributions. Inclusions of spiritual capital, which is add more unique dimensions to intellectual capital, that it suggests ethical leadership and spiritual values improve the leverage of intellectual capital. So the emerging economy, which is a focus, that highlights how TRIPS elections enable pharmaceutical companies to innovate without fully leverage intellectual capital, raising questions and about long-term sustainability. So, in the conclusions, we can hello, me again. So now we're going to talk about the findings under the each core component of intellectual capital, which is there are 3 components in the intellectual capital components. There is a human capital, structural capital, and a relational capital. These findings reflect the qualitative insights derived from interviews that we can conclude in strength, challenge, and the opportunities for improvement of the organization. So we take a look first for what the findings of human capital to the three we can conclude by 3 categories. Okay, firstly, human capital refers to the skills of humans have, the knowledge and the expertise of the university faculty, staff, management, and the students have. So we look to the strength of the City University Sabah can often be identified through their strategic initiative, the academic performance, and stakeholder engagement. Strong academic staff with the expertise in diverse disciplines, particularly in fields are relevant to Sabah's development, such as tourism, marine biology, and agriculture. The faculty engagement in research and knowledge dissemination through publications and conference, for an example, is a participations in research competitions, funding for presentations in conference, and funding for publications. The culture diverse student body reflecting the demographic of Sabah and Malaysia that enhance inclusive and fostering cross-cultural learning. The strong student development programs, including training, leadership, and entrepreneurship initiative, and the skill workshop that collaboration with CIDB. There are opportunities for continuous professionally development, for an example, workshop, certifications, collaborations with the other academic institutions such as UTM, the partnership with a session designed for industry academic collaboration. So we go to the challenge. Difficult attracting and retaining experience, the highly qualified faculty due the highly competitions from other universities or industries that offer better compensation and benefits. So there are limited opportunities of funding for professional development and research. The university also faced with the challenge by attracting high-performing students. They are particularly in specialized field due to competitions from more prominent universities. There are limited career development programs for students that affecting employability after graduations. There are misalignment between academic program and the skills required by local industries lead to reduce the relevance of graduates. Other than that, they have an opportunity that get from investing in faculty development, which is the capabilities on research and student skills to strengthen the academic performance. Intellectual capital insights can help the university identify areas of a research priority, foster innovation hubs, and collaborates with university for impactful research outputs. These highlight the university's intellectual assets such as expertise, patents, and thought leadership to boost its reputation locally and international. By emphasizing relational capital, the university can strengthen their ties with stakeholders, for an example, employer, government, agency, and international collaborators. Okay, that's all from for the human capital. Thank you. Now we proceed to the findings of the structural capital. Okay, so we going to look first the strange. The academic programs tailored to regional needs such as environmental management, rural development, and hospitality, which is aligned with Sabah's economic priorities. The integrations are interdisciplinary course to meet evolved market demands. Other than that, City University adopt e-learning platforms and digital tools to facilitate hybrid or online learning models, which is making education easy to accessible to students in remote areas. Accreditations from relevant authorities that ensure academic standards and credibility in the educational offerings. City University also get a sponsor from government for industry-funded research projects such as postdoctoral research fellows. The quality assurance of a City University, the accreditations is from Malaysian Qualification Academy Accreditations (MQA) to ensure the academic standards and credibility in the educational offerings. Accredited by the Board of Architects Malaysia, also LAM, a multinational German software company, SAP, and also get accreditations from American computer technology company Oracle. So we proceed with the challenge. What the challenge that City University face? The structural capital encompass the internal systems, which is the process and infrastructure that support intellectual capital. Insufficient or outdated physical infrastructure, such as libraries, laboratories, and digital tools that limits of learning, teaching, and research capabilities. The insufficient focus on developing innovative programs that align with industry and community needs. Other than that, City University also facing with inefficient systems for capturing, storing, and sharing knowledge within the institutions, that leading to duplicate to efforts and the lack of institutional memories. Then we go to proceed with the opportunity. The building robust systems, process, and technology infrastructure to support teaching, learning, and research. The funding of opportunities can emerge from effectively leverage intellectual capital to demonstrate a societal and economic impact. That's a clear emphasis on intellectual capital helps attract top-notch faculty, researchers, and students also. The properly managed the intellectual capital can also help the institutions avoid redundancy and reduce the waste of resource. It allows to be better compete for public and private grants, which is include those emphasizing innovations and community impact. So that's all for the findings of structural capitals. Thank you. Now we proceed with the findings of our relational capital. So firstly we proceed with the strength that City University make the partnership industry that collaborate with the local industries and government bodies for internship, training job, and the job placement opportunities. For an example, collaboration with the CIDB for internship and training. There's engagement actively in industry that driven programs that enhance employability for graduates. City University also make engagement with community also they have a strong ties through their outreach programs, education initiative, and regional development projects. They involved in cultural and environmental projects that resonate with Sabah's heritage. The City University also has engagement with City University Alumni Association (CAA) for program mentoring, guest lectures, or funding for scholarship and institutional growth. City University Alliance with international universities such as Vatel Group, Kingston University London, awarded for teaching excellence by the Guardian University of Bradford, among the top 50 universities in the UK for research quality. Suffolk University, Sichuan University, recipient of over 130 awards in various fields, in Aberystwyth University among the top 50 universities in the UK, and organizations for faculty and student exchange programs that join research and global exposure. So we go and proceed to the challenge. What the City University facing the challenge nowadays involved with the relational capital. The relationship with external stakeholders such as industry, alumni, and government bodies. They have a limited partnerships with local and international industries that lead to reduced opportunity for internship research funding and graduate employability. There also lack of alignment between curriculum and what the industry needs. Its affect universities' reputation as a reliable talent source. It also insufficient community outreach programs or partnerships that affect university visibility that impact on local development. The challenge faced in navigation the regulatory framework of securing adequate funding and support from governmental bodies. The alumni also network is still weak, that it's failed to provide the mentorship, funding, and networking opportunities for the current students and the university. But City University also have the opportunities. They have enhanced their learning opportunities, which is the best to strengthening partnership with industries, governments, and alumni networks also. By the core of intellectual capitals, it can help the university optimize the knowledge sharing practice that improve the productivity and innovation within the institutions. They leverage the intellectual capitals to ensure that the university remains competitive, adaptive, and the future focused, that enabling it to thrive in changing academic and economic landscapes. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening.
So, about the effectiveness of intellectual capital IC components, City University leverages its human, structural, and relational capital to drive organizational goals, but several gaps limits their full potential. So, let's move on human capital. So, the strengths for human capital is high quality faculty, active research participation, and a diverse student body. So, the challenges is difficulty retaining skilled faculty, limited professional development, and misalignment with industry needs. So, the effectiveness is strong academic foundation, but improvements are needed in professional development and aligning programs with industry demands. So, talk about a structural capital. The strength is tailored academic programs, digital tools for hybrid learning, and recognized accreditations. And the challenges is outdated infrastructure, inefficient knowledge management systems, and limited process innovation. So, the effectiveness for this structural capital is supports operations effectively, but requires modernization for better knowledge sharing and adaptability. And then relational capital is first one is strength. The strength is industry partnerships, alumni engagement, and global collaborations. So the challenges is limited partnerships, weak alumni networks, and insufficient marketing and branding. And for the effectiveness is contributes to stakeholder engagement, but needs stronger industry collaboration and alumni involvement. So, for the summary of effectiveness of IC components at City University here is, while City University has a solid foundation in intellectual capital, addressing gaps in talent retention, in structure modernization, and stakeholder engagement will enhance the overall effectiveness and sustainability of its IC components. So let me provide examples and metrics. Okay, so here are examples and metrics for evaluating the effectiveness of intellectual capital components at City University. So the first one is human capital. So the example is training programs that offering specialized workshops such as data analytics for educators or innovative teaching strategies. And then knowledge sharing. The second example is knowledge sharing. So regular faculty seminars to exchange research findings. And the third one is faculty expertise. Professors publishing in high-impact journals or presenting at international conferences. So for the metrics of human capital here is number of research publications and their citation index, faculty to student ratio, percentage of faculty participating in professional development programs, graduation rates, and graduate employability statistics. And the last one is student satisfaction scores regarding teaching quality. So the examples and metrics for structural capitals is the first example is technological infrastructure, that implementation of advanced learning management systems, LMS, like Moodle or Blackboard. And then the second example is knowledge repositories that centralize digital libraries for research materials and course contents. And the third example is on processes that standardized procedures for accreditation and curriculum updates. So the metrics of structural capital. So here is a matrix: efficiency in administrative process, like time to process admissions or grading, utilization rates of digital tools like LMS and e-libraries, number of accredited programs and renewals, and availability and access to physical infrastructure like labs, libraries, and so on. So the relational capital. So the example of relational capital is, the first one is industry partnerships. So industry partnerships are collaboration with companies for student internships, research funding, or job placement, such as partnerships with CIDB for training programs. And then the second example for relational capital is alumni engagement, that hosting annual alumni networking events or mentorship programs. And the third example that I can give is community involvement, that conducting public seminars or environmental awareness campaigns. So we touch about metrics on relational capital. So the number of active partnership in industries and institutions, percentage of students placed in internship or jobs through partnerships, alumni engagement rate, such as participation participation in events of financial contributions, social media reach and engagement for university branding, amount of research funding secure through external collaborations, and that's all for metrics. So we touch about overall metrics for IC effectiveness is, so we touch on three capital also, that is human capital, structural capital, and relational capital. So by using these examples and metrics, City University can effectively evaluate and improve its intellectual capital components. So, let me discuss about key challenges faced by City University in managing intellectual capital. So, as we know, in any field, we will certainly face challenges. So, here I will explain about the key challenges in City University. So, we touch for the first one is human capital. So, the retention issues is difficulty in retaining skilled and experienced faculty due to competition from other institutions offering better compensation or opportunities. And then the second one is limited professional development. So, here is insufficient training programs and funding for research and professional growth. And then we can see that alignment with industry needs. So, misalignment between academic programs and the skill demanded by local and global industries, reducing employability of graduates. And the last one is maybe overburden faculty. So faculty members face excessive workloads, balancing teaching, research, and administrative responsibilities, which hinders innovation. So the second one, we touch about the structural capital. So the challenges we can see is outdated infrastructure, insufficient of or outdated facilities such as libraries, laboratories, and digital tools, limit teaching and research capabilities. Maybe not much funding, or and then the inefficient knowledge management. So lack of centralized system for storing, sharing, and managing knowledge creates the application of efforts and reduces institutional efficiency. And the last one is process rigidity. So overly rigid or outdated process make it challenging to adapt to evolving educational demands and market trends. So the third one is we touch about the key challenges in relational capital. So here is the first one is limited industry partnerships. So insufficient collaboration with industries resulting in fewer internship, research funding, as I said before, and job placements for graduates. So weak alumni network. Lack of robust engagement with alumni fails to leverage their potential for mentorship, funding, and institutional support. And then for visibility challenges, okay. The visibility challenges is inadequate use of digital platforms and social media reduces the university's branding and global reputation. And then the last one is community outreach. So community outreach is limited involvement in impactful community project weakens relationship with local stakeholders and reduces societal impact. So I can summarize here is City University faces challenges in retaining talent, modernizing infrastructure, managing knowledge effectively, expanding industry and alumni networks, and enhancing visibility. Addressing these challenges is crucial for City University for optimizing its intellectual capital and sustaining competitive advantage.
Hello. Now we let's talk about what the actionable recommendations to improve the intellectual capital within the management. So It requires strategic and a comprehensive approach that focusing on leveraging human, structural, and relational capital. So there are few actionable recommendations that for city university to improve their intellectual capital within the management. Firstly, we enhance of human capital. To establish a talent development programs, it enhances skills and knowledge to staff and students to offer regular training, workshops, and professional development. It creates a competitive compensations package, research grants, and collaborative opportunities to attract the leading academic and researchers. Secondly, it encourages the program's mentoring and cross-departmental collaborations to facilitate knowledge exchange. It brings range of perspective and skills from multiple diverse backgrounds. Then we go to the structural capital. Firstly, to improve the actionable recommendation to improve the intellectual capital within the management is to implement the robust digital platforms such as internet learning management system LMS, then to create database to store, organize, and share the knowledge effectively. It is also to support academic and research that city university also can invest in the state of the art labs, libraries, and also the technologies. It uses the analytics to measure the performance and impact of intellectual assets, research outcomes, and teaching effectiveness. The policy have a regularly review, then have to update always to encourage innovations and commercializations. Then to improve the recommendations to improve that develop the relational capital. Firstly, we city university have to build and strengthen their partnerships with industries, NGOs, governments, bodies to enhance collaborations to the real world impact. They have to fostering an active alumni community to leverage expertise, network, and potential contributions. Then they have to build a strong connections with the local community and stakeholders to organize the public lectures, seminars, and workshops. They have to expand the global partnerships with universities and the research institutions to increase visibility and the exchange opportunities. Then the recommendations, they have to foster a culture of innovations. The city university have to provide the financial and non-financial rewards for faculty and students who produced impactful research or innovation solutions. Then they have to create the incubators and accelerators to support the startups and spin-offs based on their research outcomes. They have to encourage interdisciplinary programs and projects to tackle complex challenges innovatively. The action recommendations, the city university do have to measures and monitor. They have to develop the framework and to regulate the measures and the report of intellectual capital assets, including metrics for research outputs, patents, and stakeholder engagement. They have to compare performance against peer institutions to identify gaps and areas for improvement. So they have to collect the feedback from students, staff, and external stakeholders to refine the intellectual management practice. Then City University also can use the AI tools for research management, curriculum design, and the personalized learning experience. They have to provide access to knowledge, which is university have to invest in e-resources and digital libraries. It's easier for students to access.
So, last but not least, I will conclude the significance of improving IC management for organizational success. So, effective management of intellectual capital is essential for City University to achieve sustainable growth, enhance innovation, and maintain a competitive edge. By addressing challenges in human, structural, and relational capital, the university can unlock its full potential and drive organizational success. So, for human capital, I will conclude that investing in faculty retention, professional development, and alignment with industry needs will improve teaching quality, research output, and graduate employability. And the second one is structural capital. I can conclude that modernizing infrastructure, streamlining processes, and implementing efficient knowledge management system will enhance operational efficiency and foster innovation. And the third one is relational capital. So the strengthening industry partnerships, engage alumni, and improving visibility will create opportunities for collaboration, funding, and stakeholder trust. So that's all. Thank you.